Hi, I'm Kat, and this is our daily tarot. You know, it's really interesting, I have to tell you all, because there are 78 cards in the deck. 22 of them are major arcana, and the other 56 are the minor arcana, which are all the suits and the court cards and the knights. So out of those 78 cards, we got 3 of the same cards that we pulled for yesterday, which is interesting because I shuffle the cards multiple times and then I cut the deck and then I draw the cards, and we got 3 of the same cards. So I think that's interesting, although they did come in different placements. So let's go ahead and jump into today's tarot. The opening card that we have is the Two of Wands. So imagine, if you will, yourself standing on a balcony with a wand in one hand or a staff in one hand and looking out across the landscape and being excited for doing something new and entering into some new activity or some new enterprise. And at the same time that you feel that really excited call toward movement, you also have this second wand, which is this other sense of things that you need to do or want to do, which is bolted to the wall just behind you to the right. And so here in this Two of Wands card, we kind of have this duality between like desires and what we want and what we feel like we need to put our energy toward. And so there's this pull and this duality. And also it brings up this reflection of how important it is to take care of things before we actually move towards something new. And so this is the message of the Two of Wands, is to take care of things that are on your to-do list so that you actually have the energy to move forward. Now, today is interesting because Mercury went direct yesterday and Jupiter is going direct today. So we have this new or refreshing energy. It's like 2 trains that have been kind of in a still motion at the train station, and they're starting to get moving again. And so energies that have been in this place of like a holding pattern of sorts, or this space of review, are actually able to move forward now. So that's interesting. So in this space of, wanting to move forward towards something new, we are getting that encouragement with the Two of Wands. It's just telling us that we do need to take care of some other matters. Now, the challenge that we have for today is the Four of Pentacles. So we have a lot of things likely on our mind as far as our resources are concerned, financial matters and things that we need to do and things that we have in our ability to be able to do those things. It's like we're taking inventory of the time that we have and where we put our time and our material question and our resources in general. And so this person you see is sitting kind of in this enclosure, in this mental space that's very centered around financial concerns and things of material value. Likely because when we want to go out into a new endeavor, we often contemplate how much that might cost us, and this could be of a concern for us. It could be a challenge. It also could be a place that we're sitting in that's like, well, how important is this material question if it causes me so much angst? Now, the way that we're going to get through the challenge is the Nine of Cups. So we have this person who's sitting on a chair, and behind them is kind of like this sideboard that has 9 cups that are upright. And so, it's important to consider that our mind often will paint an image of limitation. And so if we are going out into a new endeavor where we feel like we don't have enough resources or we don't know what we're going to do with that, like that worry is also kind of like a tuning fork. It creates more of that in our life because it is what we focus on. So this is a person who gets through this space of, inventory and budgeting through a sense of satisfaction of like, okay, well, where am I at, and what have I accomplished in that? What experiences have I had in that? And is the emotional experience more valuable than the material question? You know, and also it brings up the idea of, you know, if you meditate, something that can be very important if you're trying to manifest something in your life is to feel within your body what the sensation would be like to have that experience, because it sends that energy out into the world. And rather than like imagine and refocus on this sense of lack, it's more important and pivotal to our experience in life for us to focus on what experiences we are excited to be calling into our lives and looking forward to seeing how that manifests. Because a lot of how our mind tells us things are going to manifest is limited, you know, to be quite honest. It's limited by our experiences, and there's a lot more potential in the world and possibility in this, you know, pixelated energetic universe than our mind actually knows. And so in a lot of ways, our mind can be our greatest limitation, but our emotional body can actually be something that resonates as like an antenna, and as I mentioned before, like a tuning fork that brings things to us. So, you know, meditation can be really useful right now. It also brings up, sorry, I'm shivering because it's a little cold where I live right now. It also brings up this idea of, you know, what we're witnessing in ourselves through our emotional nature and what we've come to a sense of completion with. Consider that right now we have a full moon that we're approaching to, which is on the 20th. And so a lot will be revealed in the full moon, and we may get a realization of things that we need to shift or change because we have the full moon in Aries and the sun is in the opposite sign of Libra just for a few more days before it goes into Scorpio. And so they're in this opposition. So we're going to be seeing a lot in this realm of relationship in our lives. And we may be taking action because of that. So there is this sense of completion in our emotional center. And ultimately, we see where we need to be acting, right? We have the Knight of Wands, which the horse has both of its hooves in the front up in the air as if it's actually going to be, it's moving towards something. And consider that the wands are fire energy, so it's a forward moving energy. So it's this call to action, but it also is inherently asking us, like, can we follow through with that action? It's one thing to be called to the action, but it's another thing to be able to actually follow through with it. So ultimately today we see where we need to act based on this, you know, new sense of how we're seeing ourselves through this dynamic of Aries and Libra that's happening right now astrologically, and also in our own personal lives. With that said, I wish you all a beautiful day on this Sunday. If you are interested in getting a yearly reading or a tarot reading, just reach out and let me know. I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye for now.